Nafano, KSE from Performance Capital, and welcome to the Vision Creator. So basically, in this video, you're just going to learn how to write your Vision Creator the best way, alright, and how to make sure that the goals that you write align with the plan that you make. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to run over the basis of the Vision Creator that I've sent you in the PDF. Okay, it probably looks a bit confusing because all it is just a big table with a few different sections and categories on there. You could kind of work it out for yourself, but what I want to do is make it more specific to its setup that I've sent you. Alright, so the first thing that you'll notice is there are different categories or different sections for different types of goals. Alright, so the main goal on the top there is your 12-month one, or it's like any type of long-term goal. So basically you can plan it out with any timeline. You just have to make sure that that's a specific timeline with regards to the way that you plan it. Okay, with 12-month goals, long-term goals, I would try and aim to make them as specific and objective as possible. Okay, so for example, a subjective goal may be I want to get fitter, but an objective goal would be like I can run 2 kilometers right now in 20 minutes. I want it to take me 10, right? So now I have an idea how much more time I need to increase my running speed by, things like that, and then I can start creating a plan from there. All right, if you say something like fitter, it's too perspective based. So fitter to me and fitter to you is going to be completely different with regards to how we think. So by the time you achieve the goal, you won't really know if you've achieved it or not. Okay, so this is just an easy way to make it as objective as we can. So for example, on this example going through, I've used weight loss. Okay, so anyone that's trying to lose weight or lose fat, just makes it a lot simpler because we've got some solid numbers we can work toward. So say in a year's time you wanted to lose 20 kgs. What we need to do is work backwards from there and make it specific to time periods. Okay, so the easiest time period to bring it down to is, well, how much would that be every month if I had 12 months to lose 20 kgs? So if we go back to the middle section now, you'll be looking at something more monthly. Okay, so when we look at monthly for 20 kgs, it's somewhere around 2 kgs a month. All right, I think it'll be just under. And then we now have a solid number that we need to be reaching every month that we strive for this. Okay, then from there we can break it down into weekly small goals. So the weekly small goals for 2 kgs over a month's period, every week we need to lose about 500 grams. Okay, all these numbers provide is just an observation into whether or not we're staying on track. If we're not reaching these goals, then we need to reassess the things we're doing and make sure that our plan aligns with it better. If we are reaching these goals or doing even better, then we can stay with the current plan that we're maintaining. But we have to make sure that that plan is working well for us within our lifestyle. All right? So we need to break this 500 grams down into something that is better planned other than just trying to focus on losing weight. What's more important? Well, it's the process itself. So we're going to switch over to this side now. So on this side of the board, I've broken down your month. So we have weekly, week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And all we're going to do is try and pick 3 main things that we can do every week that we can try to aim to achieve that are going to positively affect that goal. Okay, so I know training's going to help. I know nutrition's definitely going to help. Okay, so those are the 2 main things I would focus on with regards to weight loss. So what I do with these weeks is I set myself a minimum standard. All right, you can always do more than the standard that you choose, but I would always have a minimum standard, and we just base this off what does the scientific data tell us. Okay, so scientific data tells us that healthy nutrition, which is like lots of vegetables to help with recovery, to help with performance, so that when you are training, you're able to train at a specific intensity. And then it also tells us you need to train at least 3 times a week at 30 minutes of intensity. Right? So there might be an hour session where you spend half an hour kind of resting and 30 minutes working at maximum intensity. All right, so these are the small notes that we take. What I also did is I just added 2 liters a day and assumed that this person was really bad with their hydration. Okay, it can be as simple as that. See, the thing is, in the weeks to come, you never know what obstacles may arise. So you need to make sure that whatever you're doing is a minimum standard that you can always achieve every week. If I went into my first week and I'm someone who doesn't train or maybe trains once a week and tries to train 6 times now in a brand new week without it being a habit previously, I'm really going to struggle to meet that 6-time requirement every single week. I've added 2 meals a day that include vegetables, and I didn't even talk about serving size yet, right? So all it needs to have is some type of vegetable, and I'm not trying to get my nutrition 100% right now. I am trying to create new habits, okay? And that comes by setting a bare minimum standard that we can follow, following it for about a month, and then creating a lifestyle out of it, so that it no longer becomes a goal on a board, and more becomes, this is the routine for today, all right? Then once you start to make these things pure habits, you can start to make them a bit harder for yourself. But if you're not already following something similar to these things, then it's going to be quite difficult if you strive too high too early, all right? If you are someone very good at growing cold turkey quite quickly, then by all means, go for it. But you got to think about things like getting sick, getting injured, if you're a parent, kids getting in the way, work getting in the way, you never know. Whereas if you set these bare minimum standards every week, you'll never kind of get that overwhelming feeling, because you can look back at it and go, okay, well, I've trained at least 3 times this week. Some weeks will be better, right? And some weeks will be absolutely terrible. But that's why we set the bare minimum standard. Cool? Anyways, this is the brief overview of your Vision Creator. The only other thing I would mention is to say these 3 things are the most important to your monthly and then annual goal, right? We need to make sure that these become habits, so they need to be repeated throughout the first month. I never say to add any more than what your week 1 has in it, especially if it's brand new things. So there's no reason that this can't be repeated week 2, week 3, and week 4. If you're someone that's really good at following brand new routines, add a little bit more. Train for a longer session, train once more every week. But I just wouldn't push it too far too early. I hope this one helps, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll go over it together. Cheers.